Mitch Wayne's World.
All right. Here we go. Welcome back to Mitch Wayne's World. It's 11 p.m. It's Sunday. We've been neglecting responsibilities here and there. We've been neglecting all sorts of different things, but we've also been cultivating other things. So, with that being said, let's get into it. What's been going on? What's up with you? No, really, what's up with you? Why you been like that? Acting different. Acting like you don't know me. You know me. I know you. You know that you know I don't. I don't know. I really don't know. I be acting like I know sometimes, and then I find out that I never knew, and then I'm like, what was the point in even trying to know in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, but that's fine. Listen. Where do we start here? If this camera doesn't stop with the, focus up. I need a haircut too. I'm going to get that taken care of. But this is Mitch Wayne's World. And honestly, my brain is, I don't know. Maybe my brain just doesn't, maybe I turned 25 and my brain just started working in a different way and I don't know how to use it yet. But here I am, rocking like a hurricane or whatever that song is, and it's 11 p.m. It's Sunday night. I got work in the morning, and we're just gonna keep going, keep grinding, keep doing this thing. This week, man. This week I've been continuing on this. It's been a chaotic one. I was traveling for work earlier in the week, not like travel, but just like a chaotic 2 days. And when you're so used, like my work is like the one consistent thing in my life. Like it's a very consistent cyclical thing. And whenever it gets thrown out of whack, it just throws me out of whack. And I'm still learning to be an adult. Still learning how to be a grown man and how to take care of. It's funny because there's certain things in my life that I grew up quick and I was on my own early. So like, certain things I learned to take care of like real quick, like paying rent or taking care of my certain responsibilities, I learned how to do very quickly and early on in life, and I was like ahead of a lot of my peers, but that low-key stunted my growth in a few other ways that I'm like coming to learn now. So it's cool. You stay learning about yourself, and you get better, you get worse, it goes up, it goes down, you go left, they go right, and then we just find ourselves back in the middle, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so travel for work this week, little chaotic of a week. I felt like kind of behind on everything, wasn't sleeping well, and I just had to slow down the motion. You know what I'm saying? Less motion, more gumption. You know what I'm saying? Less motion, more gumption. That's what we're doing here in Mitch Wayne's World. Because this is about to be listen, there's the summer of love, there's the summer of 69, and there's the summer of motion and gumption, also known as White Boy Summer in Mitch Wayne's World. And that's what we're preparing for. But there's a few things that I really need to like lock in before I dive all the way into that, you know? And there's different steps in life, and I think many people who are my age kind of come to this similar place where, this is the first, around this age, your mid-20s, later 20s is when you probably first start to make some like actual money with your job. Nothing too crazy, but like enough to have fun and to do nice things. And you got to learn how to do that, but also save for the future. Because, in like 5 years, I'm trying to have myself a little family. And in order to do that and not bear my sins of my parents, I got to be prepared economically, financially for them, and mentally. Mental and financial preparation for my future self and my future children, for Mitch Wayne the Third. You know what I'm saying? I got to stop saying, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes whenever I was literally about to say it again. So, yeah, that was that. The week kind of went by in a flash because, again, like, oh, this is what happened. My car got broken into, And I don't think I should share too much about it on here. First of all, on the off chance that the person that broke into my car sees this, yeah. All right, that's it. On to the next one. Yeah, no, people just, this has been happening a lot here and where I live at. I don't live in like a crazy part of town, but you know, I drive a relatively flashy car, and when you park it outside, it's liable to happen. That's life in the city, my brother. So that sucks. But, and of course my car specifically, they're like, oh yeah, you know, usually it would only cost this or that amount, but since your car is like this, then it's actually going to be double what it usually would be to get this replaced. And you know, they just like to take it and shove it. Take it, flip it, fold it, shove it, bop it, twist it, pull it. That's what they're doing to me. But I don't know. It's funny, some things really in my life, like I get so, like it's like the dumb stuff, the dumb things that wouldn't piss most people off or make most people upset, like really get at me. And the things that would usually piss most people off or ruin someone's day, like I just don't care about. And I don't know if that means that I'm like not okay mentally, or if I'm just weird, or maybe a little bit of both. But yeah, I remember I had some headphones in the car. That is one thing I got taken from the car. My workout headphones. I was gonna go for a run before work. I wake up feeling good. The weather's great. Oh man, the weather's been good up in here. And I walk outside to get I was like, my headphones are in my car. Damn, I gotta go get my headphones. Then I walk up, window broken, headphones gone, some other stuff gone. And it is what it is. That's fine. It's a test. I definitely have been getting all sorts of little tests from the Lord himself, in all kinds of different ways, and we just keep on pushing, baby. Keep swimming, keep pushing, and we just focus on having hella motion and gumption. Hella motion and gumption. Less motion, more gumption, but we want a lot of motion and gumption. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been having plenty of motion. I was lacking in the gumption. Now we gotta have less motion. Bring the motion down to here. Bring the gumption up to here. Motion, gumption, hella motion and gumption. And that's what it is. One thing I wrote down to have. I'm also gonna do this from now on. We're changing things. I'm constantly changing things. Things will never ever be the same in Mitch Wayne's world because they never were one way. So if they were never one way, then how can they be a new way? I don't know. You tell me. There goes my loud ass air conditioning. Sorry. So something I wrote down though that I thought was kind of interesting that I wanted to talk about here in Mitch Wayne's world, because you know we like to talk about technology and all sorts of things like that. I went to Panda Express earlier this week, and Panda Express had a AI at the drive-through to order, like taking orders at the drive-through. And people have all sorts of different opinions on stuff like that. A lot of people, you might be surprised actually about how I feel about this. I love technology. The AI did a great job at taking my order. It didn't give me any fucking attitude. It didn't get the shit wrong. It probably printed it out in a nice, simple fashion for the people in the drive-through to prepare my order and stuff like that. And it was just really interesting. And out of all the places that I thought it might happen, it was at Panda Express. And it wasn't like a touch screen, because you know touch screen is like the number one way that they're like automating a lot of like cashier type jobs. And a lot of people will be quite upset about that. And sure, you could be upset about it if you want to. There's plenty of things to be upset about in the world. And you know, like what about the 16 or 17-year-old that would have had that job and that could have gotten that whatever? Well, he'll find a new job. He will. I promise you. We'll create a new job. Maybe he'll, I don't even know. I don't even want to speculate, because speculation with that kind of stuff is dumb. We just figure out new ways to do stuff. Every time something is automated, like, people will probably, like, whenever cars came out, people were probably like, well, what's going to happen to the guy that, takes care of the horses whenever you hitch them up at the post? And that guy became a car mechanic. That guy became a million different things that was spawned from the invention of the car. And you could poke a lot of holes in what I just said, but why waste the time? For real, why spend the time doing that? You got better things to do. Get your life together. Get moving. Let's go. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a really interesting thing. It was a very pleasurable experience. It got the order right. The only thing that I will say, it was a little bit slow, but first of all, I shouldn't even be eating fast food. We'll start there. Second of all, ordering fast food in a drive-thru is one of the least pleasurable experiences in life. Okay? Like,
hey, we're gonna Panda Express. We're gonna get for you.
hey,
We're gonna get for.
can I get a number 3 with, can I get a side of wontons?
You said you want a number 3.
Yeah, could I get a number 3 with it?
What kind of drink do you want?
You know what, bro? I'm gonna just write it down. I'm gonna come give it to you, and then you could just type it in, and then we could just do that. How about that? And this is it's dehumanizing on both ends. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's dehumanizing on both ends, because the dude in the drive-thru has been getting an attitude all day long from people he can't even see. He doesn't know these people. All you can hear is your voice, and you just make up all these. Like, I've worked in a drive-thru. I took orders in a drive-thru, and I worked in the kitchen of a fast food restaurant. That shit sucks. That shit sucks, brother. And getting attitude from people who are like, your line's really long. Like, I get it. It sucks. You don't want to be there. But by the same token, if you don't want to be there, don't be there. And I don't want to hear all this, oh, well, they might have a family. They might have this. They might have that. Well, proper planning prevents piss poor execution, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. So shout out Panda Express for having the AI ordering system. It was kind of one of those things where I was like, oh shit, it is 2024. I do live in the 21st century, and it's gonna just keep going down that path, and there's gonna be all sorts of interesting little things that keep going. So it was just one of those things. I wrote it down because I was like, oh damn, yeah, I forgot the world's evolving quickly. And honestly, it's one of those things too where I was like, it feels like there's certain things with technology. Like, I remember when I went to Europe in 2019, and all those stores, or not all, but a vast majority of stores in Europe were already using Apple Pay. And in America, Apple Pay didn't really become very popular until like COVID, when it was like kind of forced. And it was funny though, because in Europe, like, there's an interesting blend of like old school stuff and like new school stuff. And Europe is like, generally speaking, but especially where I was in Europe, they're slower to adopt newer technologies for a few different reasons. It's not necessarily a capability thing. It's more of like a distrust thing, and they have like stricter privacy laws and all these kind of things. So it makes sense. But the Apple Pay thing was like, oh, yeah, why are we not using Apple Pay in the States? Like, we have all the capability, and we, Apple Pay, Apple's an American technology company. Why are we behind on this? So it's just an interesting little thing to think about. And whenever I saw when I was ordering whatever, I was like, I mean, this makes sense. Like, it is 2024. This feels like something that probably should have happened. Like, oh God, there's some nonsense going on outside. Hold up. My neighbors are tweaking. Let me check my ring. Let me make sure I'm not in danger. I don't trust people, bro. I really don't. I really don't. I'm gonna probably cut most of this out, but I used to feel a little bit safer when I was live streaming, because at least someone could see if some crazy shit happened, but I guess you wouldn't really be able to do much. I just never understood why someone thinks it's a smart idea to go banging on someone's door and acting a fool. Like, bro, all you do is look crazy to all the people around, but whatever. Anyway, it's a little sidetrack. Just when someone starts banging, if it starts happening again, I'll probably be tweaked out, just because, like, I don't like my car just got broken into. Like, why are you banging on doors, bro? I'm on edge. Stop. Quit putting people on edge. Fuck. It's just not cool. For real. Like, just don't act a fool. Because it always ends poorly for the dude who's acting a fool. The person that's acting a fool never ends up it never works out for you. You always look like a fool every time. So if you ever find yourself out here acting like a fool, and I've done it, trust me, I can think of a couple specific times, and especially when women are involved and passion is involved, you might act a fool. And I'm telling you, my good brother, don't act like a fool. Always keep yourself reserved, okay? You will always win in the long run. You may get humiliated in the short term, but you will always win in the long run. And there is nothing better than being like, yeah, remember when you tried to humiliate me, but I kept my cool? I'm keeping my cool now too, and I don't accept your apology. But that's all right. No better feeling in the world. So, actually, that's a nice little segue into something else that I wrote down that I've been kind of feeling, but some people just have vampire energy. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is just latch onto you and suck the energy out of you. Especially, it's been very interesting to see, you know, I was in a real down bad place. Bro, don't tell me some new people moved in above me. Oh my God, I'm going to be so depressed. My neighbors just moved, and then I hear shit sliding around across up here. And I really just, like, I can't handle more noise. I can't handle ridiculous noise, bro. These people, I really can't. I'm moving in 2 months. I can't wait to be up out of this bitch. Gone, dog. I'm gonna be gone. But some people are just vampires. They want to latch on to you, and they want to suck your energy, especially, like, again, like I was saying, I was in a down bad place a couple months ago. I was heartbroken. I was sad. I was trying to find motion. I found motion. I went too deep in the motion, and then I came back, and then I went too deep in the motion. But throughout the whole process, I kind of found I got my swag back. You know what I'm saying? I found my steez again. I felt good. And once that started happening, I let certain people back into my life who, you know, I considered that I did some wrong to them. Now, they did wrong to me too. And it doesn't matter if it equals out or not. For my own peace of mind, I was like, hey, I did wrong by you. And a couple of you, if you're watching this, I'm probably not talking about you if you're watching this, just so you know. All right? So don't worry your soul. And if you do feel like that, reach out to me. We could talk. It's probably not you though, because there was a few different people. I've been on I finally got to a good place in my soul and in my heart, and I was like, let me do right by the people that I feel like I've done wrong. Even if they've done me wrong, let me do right by them. Let me open my heart up to them, and I don't like the idea of having people out there in the world that think poorly of me because of something I did to them personally. Now, there's plenty of people that will always think poorly of you regardless of whatever, because they don't like who you are, they don't like your energy, they're jealous of you, or they just don't like you, and that's okay. Like, not everyone has to like you. But then I don't want people out there in the world that don't like me and have a good reason to not like me. You know what I'm saying? Because of something that I did. That, to me, doesn't... that's not enjoyable. I don't like that. It's not a good place to be. So I was opening myself up and trying to be like, on peace mode, and like, I want to do right by these people. And it's really interesting to watch how some people will come into your life and they just want to take all that good energy. And instead of, some of those people were like, man, I'm happy that you're good. I'm happy that you're solid. It's been X amount of time since you did what you did. I did these things too. I apologize. Boom. Cool. We don't have to be best friends again. We don't have to be lovers again. We don't have to be none of these things again. We could just watch each other succeed from afar and cheer each other on and be happy for each other. But then there's some people that they see you doing good and they're like, oh, let me get right up in here. Why are you doing good? You're doing good without me? Wait, I was part of the reason you weren't doing good? Huh. Oh. you should do bad now, you know? And it's just an interesting feeling. So I call those people vampires. And vampires come in all sorts of different forms, all sorts of different, they look, usually vampires are pretty people. Usually vampires are funny people. Usually vampires have a lot of great characteristics. And then it takes a little bit of time to unravel that web of feelings that has been created between you and that person. And here's the crazy thing about this whole vampire thing is it is not, this is something that I've really started to notice, but people and interactions and things like, you may be the opposite of a vampire in someone's life and a vampire to someone else. You know what I'm saying? Just the way that two people, life is so chaotic and we're all just like a bunch of little molecules bouncing around. And the way that you bounce with someone may just be beautiful and perfect. And the way that you bounce with someone else may be a parasitic, terrible, vampire kind of relationship. And it's a weird thing because you want to be able to be like, I'm not this or I'm not that. And I can definitely admit that there are some people that I love dearly, that I have wanted to be all these different things for. And at the end of the day, like whatever their energy was is like what I needed, and I didn't have an energy that they needed, so therefore it was a parasitic relationship. And that is a really fucking hard thing to learn, like an incredibly hard thing to learn, because it's like I want to think of myself as someone who makes people happy, makes people laugh, inspires people, is just a fun person, a chill person to be around. All right. And I generally think of myself in that way. However, for some people, because of the way that they are and the way that I am not that person to them. I'm a little too much for them. I'm not enough for them. I take too much and I don't give enough and things like that. So again, if someone is a vampire to you, it doesn't even necessarily mean they're a bad person. It actually may mean that they may be a great person. They just are in need of something that you have, but they don't have something that you need. So you can give some to them, but just be super careful and guard your energy, because that's something that I honestly, like, I was taught so many things, mainly by my mother, about how to navigate this world and how to do things like that. But a lot of the things about protecting myself and loving myself and those kind of things came from such an adversarial place, from such a, man, fuck the world. They don't care about you. You got to care for yourself. And for some people that works. For me personally, I isolate myself. I get angry. And I just am like, yeah, fuck the fucking world. Fuck the free world. I'm him. Fuck a clock. Fuck a Papa Doc. You know what I'm saying? So instead of being like, you know, fuck the world, I gotta protect myself. It's me versus everyone. I gotta take care of myself. I only mess with a select group of people. These are my people, whatever. I can't live like that, because then when I'm just like walking around, and this is something I noticed like coming out of my relationship and just being me for a little bit, just loving myself, just navigating by myself, is like, I notice whenever like I've had a girlfriend and my small group of friends, well, my friends, and then it's like me and them versus, and that's like not the way to think, because there's so many other me's and them's out in the world that I could connect with and have a good relationship with. Even if it's not a close relationship, I can still have a good relationship with them. And it doesn't need to be adversarial, you know? So like self-love doesn't have to be like oh, no one will love me, so I have to love myself. I mean, here's one thing that's true. No one can love you the way that you can love yourself, but no one can hate you the way that you can hate yourself. It's a double-edged sword. And I hate the way that I be coming up with answers to things and then negating the answers to things. So that's really fun to do. But it is a very true statement. It's like, and it doesn't need to be like, man, screw this and screw that. And that's something I've always struggled with. And it's more fun to be that way. It's more exciting. It's more funny. It's more of all these different things. But it's not effective in the long run, because if I'm always trying to prove something to everyone and then I've proven everything, then I'm just making shit up to prove. And then everyone that was like on my team is all of a sudden like, look, bro, you proved the point. You don't need to keep doing that. And I'm like, driving myself off a cliff, trying to prove some point that doesn't even need to be proven, that everyone already agrees with. And so therefore I've been trying to kind of reel it back in and be like, I'm protecting my energy and my like love and things like that, not from a place. And I'm still struggling with this a lot, actually. This is probably like the thing I'm struggling with the most right now, is not being like, whenever I feel like someone's trying to get some energy from me, or whenever I feel used and stuff like that, it's like, instead of being like, man, fuck that person, it's just be like, the timing and the chaos and the whatever are just lining up in this way. And in the future, it may not be this way. And in the past, it hasn't been this way. And maybe it has been that way in the past. And maybe you need to reimagine the relationship that you have with that person or that thing. That thing, too, is also another thing. Our addictions, everyone's got some sort of addiction. If you don't think you have an addiction, I think you're probably lying to yourself. Your addiction may be not being addicted to something. Your addiction may be drugs. Your addiction may be sex. Your addiction may be success. Your addiction may be money. Your addiction may be getting likes on social media. Your addiction may be the admiration of your friends. You can have healthy addictions. You can certainly have unhealthy ones, but even healthy ones can turn into unhealthy ones. Fitness is a prime example. If some people are addicted to fitness to the point to where everything in their life revolves around that, and their soul becomes empty because they can't experience the whole breadth of life, because all they do is focus on, calories in, calories out, macros, micros, whatever the fuck y'all be doing over there. I'm lucky to be genetically blessed. All right, so I worry about that stuff a little bit less. Just eat real food, just do the right thing, work out. I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent, but just watch out for vampires, and also watch out for the ways that you're a vampire to other people. And that whole like the simple shit, bro. Life is so simple. We gotta stop making life more complicated than it is. And I'm the number one overthinker in the world, but like that whole thing of like, I got a cup of water, people pour into my cup, I pour into other people's cups, etc., etc. Pour into the cups that pour into you. It's not always going to be 50-50. No relationship is 50-50, especially in any specific point in time. But over time, things should be 50-50 in the way that you give back to people that give to you. And I know there's the whole thing of like, you should give without any expectation. And that's incredibly true. But it's true in a different sense, at least for me. The way that I like to cope with that is like, it's not giving with an expectation of like, oh, you should give something back to me, but more so like, I kind of think of it in the opposite way. Like the people that give to me in a bunch of different ways, not in a material sense at all, but more in a spiritual sense. Like the people that fill my soul up. I just dropped my microphone. I dropped it, or I unplugged it, and so now I'm back. But the people that give to me, I want nothing more than to give back to them tenfold, hundredfold, because they deserve that. And those are the relationships that end up really making life worth living. So there's that. The next thing that I wrote this in all caps, but to some of my friends, and you know who you are, get the fuck up out of the club, get the fuck up out of the bars, quit trying to be seen. All right, listen, I love going out. I love turning up. I love being seen. I love being in motion. I love doing all that. But if that's, I just see certain people that I'm like, bro, that's all you've been doing for how long? Like, go read a book. Go do something. There's no way. And they'll have a different girl that looks kind of the same. They'll have a different boyfriend that looks kind of the same. They'll be in different places that all look kind of the same. They'll be drinking drinks that all look kind of the same. They'll be posting Snapchat and Instagram stories that are different places but all look kind of the same. And if it's every once in a while, that's great. That's fun. Turn up, get crazy, go loose. But again, life is way too broad to just be solely focused on that. And that whole living to go spend your money at the club on the weekend and doing stuff like that, like, you gotta stop, bro. It's childish. It's childish. And even if it's not even childish, it's just dumb. It's just dumb behavior. Like, there's no way you're getting fulfillment from doing the same shit over and over again with people. Because again, here's what happens is like when it's all about being seen, those people care more about being seen than they care about the people that they're with. So it's like when I pop out with my homies or whatever, like I'm not just trying to pop out all the time. I'm trying to pop out with my homies and have like, you know, those moments with those people that care about you and create new moments with new people that care about you, but in a real way, in a way where, you know, those people know who you are, you know who they are, and y'all are developing relationships outside of just like who gets the most bitches together, or whatever game y'all want to play, whoever gets the most attention, whatever little bad bitch game you women be playing where y'all want to, you know, we all know those kind of people. For guys and girls, it's different. Girls will trade up, you know, they go hot friend, but then eventually what they do is they end up not having any friends, because the girls that really cared about them, that they loved, well, they got traded up for some girls that didn't care about them, but they're hot and they all look good together, and they get more likes with those girls. And, you know, just don't do that. It's not good for your soul. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not your dad. But I also speak from experience with certain things when I'm like, well, I'm definitely never been a friend trader. I've had basically the same group of friends since like forever. And that's a blessing. So that was my next thing. Shout out to y'all, my friends, my homies, the ones that are here for me. I love y'all. I really, really do. Throughout my entire life, there's been so many times where, and this is something that I've really recognized, and I've had to kind of sit in the stench of certain people who have filled my cup up and who have done right by me and really, really made me the person that I am and given me the love that I need when I wasn't getting it from the people that I wanted it from, the people that were still giving me that love. They deserve that love back so much. And it's something that I've really noticed about myself, that I failed in some of my close friendships and things like that, and giving the people that really, really give a fuck about me what they needed. And that it's a really shitty feeling, honestly. Like, it's one of the most disappointing things I've ever looked at myself and thought, because I'm a pretty prideful person. I like to think that I typically do right by people. Some people may disagree, but I feel like those people don't really know who I am. But I try to give to people who give to me, and it's interesting when you really analyze yourself and you're like, man, I let this fool down like this, and I did this girl this way, and I did this and that and whatever, because I was trying to chase something, whatever it may be. And luckily, though, when I recognize that and I talk to those people and I apologize, not only do they accept it, but they continue to love me and continue to fill up my cup. And so to my homies that are there for me, and to my homies that have loved me, like, friends are the number one thing that you need in life. And I'll probably keep talking about this, and I've talked about this before, but like, man, if you're one of those people that feels like you don't have a ton of friends, and I'm someone that needs like a bunch of friends, and I didn't even really realize how like social of a person I am until the past like couple of years, because I was in all sorts of different places in life or whatever, and people had me convinced that I was an introvert. And it's funny because people look at me now and they're like, you have never ever been that. You don't shut up. You talk to everyone and you don't shut up. And that's why I'm doing this, because I just be talking, and I like sharing thoughts and ideas, and I like communicating with people. But again, you have to be careful of who you open up to, who you let in those inner circles. We've got those, degrees of closeness, the circles of closeness. And again, when I go back to like how I was raised and things like that, there's certain things that everyone gets taught different shit growing up. And so like we all get to share and like exchange information and try to all make each other better people, or at least that's what you and your friends should be doing. And there's times where we drag each other down and we do dumb shit, but that's also fun too. You can make new memories and stuff like that. But if you're someone who feels like you don't have enough friends, or you're feeling a little lonely, because this world gets super lonely. And like I said, I've got a lot of friends, but sometimes I still wake up sometimes and I'm like, damn, I'm alone. I'm lonely as hell. Go out and just really like talk to people, smile at people, be vulnerable with people. This is something I've really started to recognize. Be real with people and be vulnerable with people. First, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about who you are and what you want. And then be open with people. Talk to people about what they like. Share things with people. Don't try to be something you're not. And that authenticity, like, it will turn off a lot of people. And at first, you're probably going to be like, damn, I don't think I'm doing this right. But I promise you, you will end up attracting the right people into your life, especially if you're doing right by yourself. If you do the right thing by yourself, you take care of your body, you take care of your mind, and they both go hand in hand, taking care of your body and mind. And then you just go talk to people, go explore your interests, and do it with no expectation, but just talk to people and just, again, do what you want in life. Things that actually make you happy, that are challenging too. Don't just like, I want to sit and I want to watch TV, I want to watch Netflix, and I just want to chill. Well, all right, you ain't gonna meet anyone. Of course you're gonna be lonely. How the fuck are you gonna meet anyone just sitting at home doing nothing? All right, but you go out and you explore your interests and you go do things. Let's say you that's all you want to do. You just want to sit at home and watch TV, watch Netflix. Well, then join a group of people that love that show that you love, or that love watching shows on Netflix, and then go talk about the shows and shit with people. It's that simple. If you're feeling lonely. If you're not lonely, then I don't know, what the fuck, skip forward. No, I'm just kidding. Keep watching, because that's it. It's good. It's just important to have friends. There's the whole thing of like, when you reach a certain age, especially as a man, men have a lot like less friends as they get older. It's something I worry about with some people in my life who I really love, that I see them isolate themselves, and I just don't know if they're aware of it. And you can never really tell. Like, here's the thing: whenever you see someone doing some self-destructive behavior, you can't go up to them and be like, "Hey, I see you doing this. Stop doing this." Because then they get defensive and they don't want to listen to you. And in fact, they might double down on the negative behavior that you're afraid of. So, yeah. Just hear people. Try to guide people. Try to lead by example. Try to be happy. Make yourself happy, man. For real. That's all you got to do. Make yourself happy. And if people get mad at you, I've literally been someone is trying to make themselves happy in a wholesome way. Sometimes people will be like, well, I'm just looking out for myself, and they'll hoe the fuck out of you. That's not okay. But sometimes when someone's trying to make themselves happy, like, I've been like, man, you are selfish, or you are this, or you are that. And at the end of the day, even if they are hoeing you or whatever, like, it is what it is. You have to let them preserve themselves, because over time, like, they will just resent you and really hate you, instead of just be like, we didn't line up. So let people love themselves and love yourself. Try not to do it in a selfish way. Try to do it in a loving way. Try to invite people into your way of loving yourself. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But just, yeah, loneliness is scary. Loneliness is not good. And again, don't climb. Don't reach for people that don't want to reach for you. Reach to the people that reach for you. And if you want to meet new people, if you want to explore new things, then go do that. There's nothing stopping you. The internet is a great resource to access all sorts of different groups. If you have an interest, there is a group of people that meet up and talk about that interest somewhere in a city near you. So go, enjoy. All right. It's been 41 minutes. I've been talking. I don't even know what the fuck I've been talking about, to be honest with you. But we've been talking. Yeah. Quit trying to be seen. You know what I'm saying? My friends, they keep me sane, keep me engaged, keep me centered, they keep me cool, they keep me loving life. And when you get older, there's a statistic, there's a certain amount. I don't know what the statistic is, but basically having friends is like a huge indicator of not having like Alzheimer's, not dying early, and things like that. My grandfather, I have plenty of problems with the old man, but dude's like 94, sharp as fuck, still walks around on his own accord, remembers things like very well. He's a little bit of a dick, but that's okay. That's grandpops, you know what I'm saying? But he has always been the most social person I know. He will talk to anyone about anything. It doesn't matter who they are. And sometimes it's kind of annoying, right? I used to, especially when I was younger, I was like, bro, he doesn't want to talk to you. But at the end of the day, my grandfather will recognize that, and he'll be like, oh, he doesn't want to talk to me, but I'm going to talk to him. And this 5 minutes that this fool is going to waste on this conversation with me, like, you never know. And I've also seen him, like, I've seen people break down in tears because they're like, man, no one's asked me about this thing or that thing, and you made my day so much better, and blah, blah, blah. And you might be that person for someone. But the dude is so mentally sharp and physically sharp, and he's 94. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that he has so many friends and friendships, and he stays on top of it. He treats his friendships as serious as he treated his job. And that's really cool. That's really, really important, because at the end of the day, you got to be good with yourself. Once you're good with yourself, you got to be good with the group of people that you surround yourself with, because that's all you got. That is all you got in this world. And speaking as a man, as a young man, we all know the homies that isolate themselves whenever they get a girl, or the girl isolates them from the friends. And that's just a lesson you got to learn. I've been there. I've done that. And luckily I had a different girl in my life come and push me back into my friends. And that was a beautiful thing. And I thank you for that, of just like being like, hey, your friends love you. They want to care for you. They want to be there for you, all that stuff. So you just need to accept all the lessons, and you need to be able to recognize when people are telling you, hey, you're fucking up, how to stop fucking up, because you're the only person in your life that knows how. All right. And when you're anxious, it's probably because you're not taking care of something that you know you should be taking care of. Probably there's exceptions, but most of the time, at least in my life, whenever I've been anxious or needy or upset, it's because I'm not taking care of something that I know that I should be taking care of. And sometimes you need to really search and try to understand like what needs to be revealed to you. But it is what it is. I hope that all of this has been making sense. I've just been yapping, talking, but that's the whole point of this. It's Mitch Wayne's world, baby. Let's see. We're at 45 minutes. I think I might just cut it pretty soon here. Let's talk about I think I'm gonna just cut it here because I want to keep things to like 50 minutes or less, and then do more episodes. I have another episode banked, so this episode's gonna come out hopefully later in the week. I'm gonna have less motion, more gumption this week. So, and I'm gonna get a haircut. Damn, bro, why do y'all let me just walk around like this? It's crazy. Less motion, more gumption. So we'll do a double up on today in history when it comes to technology and some other things. And then I have one in the bank. I got a week behind on everything, but I'm not gonna do weekly anymore. So you'll see. By the time you do see, this won't make any sense. So okay. But this week what I'm looking forward to is a few things, right? I got crazy ADHD, as you could tell just by the way that I'm able to just sit here and talk about all sorts of play ping pong with myself in my own head. And I've got so many tabs open and so many different things. And I think something that like makes you procrastinate is like I have so many different interests and so many different random things that I want to do and like desires, and just like limiting those and really thinking about what actually matters to me versus what I think matters to me is really important. And it just kills my brain because I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And look, something might be interesting, but like I don't need to know it in that moment in time. And that's part of the reason why I started doing this, so I could share all the random shit that I'd be researching, because there's no point in me doing it. So I might as well say it out loud and try to, make a brand out of it. Right? I don't know. but I'm just trying to do less shit, trying to get less, just